So hello everybody, good evening, happy Wednesday. Sorry I'm running a little bit late tonight. And I'm actually just gonna clean my camera off a little bit. Got a little cloudy. All right, is what you guys cannot see on the other side of this camera is my husband dancing like a super silly man. And so he's lucky he just moved, otherwise I would have showed you what my life is like, Mr. Silly Pants. So tonight we are talking about 10 ways to lose weight naturally. And I know this is a subject that I talk about an awful lot, and that's for a couple of reasons. Because there are some people out there who will tell you to eat strict. I'm gonna actually clean this a little more, it just seems so, hopefully it's a little better. Anyways, they tell you eat strict. I am all for eating as healthy as humanly possible, so don't get me wrong. But my problem for years was I would go out to eat with a friend who's thin, and she'd order what she wants. Why I have the salad. I end up gaining weight, she stays naturally thin. The difference is I may have a salad at that meal, but maybe I'm not making super good choices around the clock. So by just enjoying myself when I want to enjoy myself, but within reason and listening to like the tips I'm going to share tonight, I'm able to live a life that's just a little more freer and less restrictive, and the weight still falls off. The thing is, it just takes a while. If you're looking for instant weight loss gratification, that's a different story. There's different things that we can do to help us drop weight fast, but the whole idea is how can we keep the weight off permanently. So it's okay if you want to incorporate some of the stuff off, maybe take off a few extra pounds for a vacation or whatnot, but we want to look at what can we do to make this a permanent lifestyle change. And now for some of you who aren't in a drastic rush to lose the weight, but you would eventually like to take off a few excess pounds, even 50, 75, 80 pounds, if you're willing to do it a little more gradually, this method that I'm trying to show you guys will help you to do it gradually. And the thing is it's going to be naturally. So when you go out with your friends at night and they're all having a glass of wine and a snack, you're going to join them. You're not going to do that every night, but you're going to naturally be listening to your body, okay? So I just wanted to share a little bit of where I'm coming from and why this is so important to me. And we're going to go into these. So there's 10 tips here. I have notes, so I am going to be looking at my notes. Last week I missed one, so I'm going to try not to miss one this week. We'll see, right? Okay. So number one is avoid eating when you are stressed out. What's the first thing that a lot of people do when they're like, oh, this is going to be happening, and I have this happening and this happening? They don't take time to stop and figure out what they're going to eat. They eat out of stress, and sometimes just they eat because they're so busy and so stressed out and so panicked that they just don't take time to think of what to eat, and then they make bad choices. Of course, when we have healthy food around us in our kitchen, that kind of wards that off. But that's my first thing, is just don't eat when you're stressed. Get something to drink, try and take your mind off of it, try and calm down, get to a nice calm state, and then maybe go have something to eat. Number two, listen to your hunger cues. So, are you tired? Is your stomach growling? Maybe you're tired because you need energy. That is a cue that it is time to eat, right? No, I'm not talking 10:30 at night when it's bedtime, but let's say it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're feeling a slump, you're feeling, it doesn't mean you need sugar, it doesn't mean you need a caffeine, you need something healthy in your body to pick you up, right? You go all night without eating, your stomach growls. Hunger cues. Try and listen for those cues. So don't say, oh, it's noon. Noon is my lunchtime. This is when I must be hungry. That's not always the case. We want to listen to those cues so we're actually eating when we're hungry. Number three, this has been preached to the choir 1,000,001 times. Drink your water, drink your water, drink your water. Drinking enough water during the day is what helps us to feel satisfied and full. If you're not drinking your water, the chances are you are going to feel like snacking and feel hungry during the day. You need your water. It is absolutely essential. First thing you should do when you start to feel hungry is go grab something and drink it. Get into the habit of doing that before you reach for the food. Okay, so that's number three. Number four, keep a food diary or journal. Now, my clients who do my one-on-one program are required to keep a journal now, because I could see the difference of them just trying to be careful throughout the day. The thing is, keeping a journal keeps us accountable, and the biggest key to keeping a journal is it tells us what foods are working for us and which ones are not. So if you want to lose weight naturally, start keeping a food journal. I now know which foods to avoid if I don't want to have that afternoon slump, which is, a big part of my really giving up sugar or really limiting it is because sugar is one of the biggest things that I feel that slump for. I mean, I know it's horrible for us either way, but that is one of the biggest things I feel the slump for. So by keeping that food journal, you're going to see where those slumps are coming in, and it's going to keep you more accountable. So when you're actually writing everything down, maybe you're going to say, oh, there's a little snack size this here. Oh, a little snack size there. Oh, just one bite of my kids' mac and cheese. Just a bite of this. That all adds up really, really quick. So if you're jotting all that down, the chances are much better that you're gonna maintain a healthier weight and actually lose weight, okay? So let's see. Drink a daily smoothie. That is optional. I fought it for years. I really got into smoothies this last few years, kind of fell out of the slump, and now this last couple of months I really got back in. And so just every morning I wake up, I make a smoothie. I do all sorts of different things. Sometimes it's made out of yogurt, sometimes it's made out of milk, sometimes it's made out of a shake mix. But drinking a smoothie can actually help you lose weight, and a lot of nutritionalists or experts in the field, I should say, recommend these smoothies. And even though I'm not a nutritionalist, I'm not an expert when it comes to nutrition, it's one thing I have learned by listening a lot to listening to them. So I have a nutritious smoothie every morning. I have it loaded with things like spinach or hemp seeds or camu, anything to kind of build it up a little bit. But then that really keeps me super full, and I drink my shake in the morning, and I don't eat till lunch. I can't even imagine having a snack in there anymore because it's become such a way of life. But, okay, so that's number 5. Number 6, learn how to read a food label. Okay, because I'm around nutrition so much, to me this seems very basic. But I realize that a lot of people still get very confused on which foods to eat, and which is okay when you're reading the... I'm getting a text message, so it shows up on my phone, so it kind of threw me off there. But anyways, when you read the label, you learn to know what to look for. Maltodextrin, bad. Things like that, MSG, bad. You're not going to know, though, unless you're reading it. And the thing is there is sneaky food in everything. Like, just reading a label for the different sorts of sugars that are in there, I'm willing to bet, unless you're really, really good and you have a cleaned out closet or a cleaned out cupboard or wherever you keep your food, the chances are really, really good that you're getting a lot of sugar in your diet through these products that we buy off the shelf, which of course goes to be said for not eating processed food. Right there, obviously, we know is one way we can mark that off. But read your labels. Yes, it takes longer to shop, but you usually get, relatively used to it. If you're with me in the store, this is what I look like. And just get so mad because every label has something on it that's not the best for you. And obviously sometimes we have to make a judgment call. We're not always going to have the perfect food around, but you want to make the best possible decision, and that's going to be reading those labels. Okay, number 7. This is a good one. This is such a good one. Stay away from snack size bars. You know those little tiny candy bars? My kid has been bringing them home from school a lot. And it's one little bar, right? What's that going to do? That adds up so much, and it's so confusing to us because that little bar does not satisfy us. So we may think that we're just, this is just going to take care of my little sugar craving. It's probably not going to. It's going to give us worse cravings, probably because of the cruddy nutrition and all the sugar in it. Of course, we're going to send off other symptoms of craving and all that, but snack size bars are horrible. Don't trick yourself into thinking, oh, I did the good. I bought the little snack size one. This is going to be better for me. Just stay away from them. They're no good. They're no good. Okay, so number 8, plan your meals every week. Every week. I know that sounds horrible. I'm doing a Jumpstart group right now, and I have a lot of people in it, and we're going over meal planning for the week. And I think it can seem so daunting, but this is the number 1 start to taking off the weight naturally. So here's my trick. You don't have to plan meticulously breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You could even just plan your dinners, like I was sharing in my group for dinners a lot of time. I share that, or I'll have that for lunch the next day if we have enough leftovers. And then I plan maybe 4 or 5 meals a week for supper time, which is my main planning. And then I don't plan for the weekends. Usually we're going to finish up what's left over in the fridge, or we're going to have leftovers one of the nights. So you really don't need to complicate it. But if you're not planning your meals, you're planning to fail. You need to have an idea of what you're going to be eating, because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to be like, let's just get fast food tonight, or let's just order takeout. I'm starving and I need something now. So we don't want to do that. Number 9, This is a really, really good one. Stick to your grocery list, right? You bring this list to the store for a reason, but then you're walking down the aisle and, oh, the donut counter's over there, and I don't know, maybe the chip aisle's down there. Is it on your list? No, don't get it. So maybe you're having I don't know, let's say Super Bowl's coming up in a couple months. That's always a big party at my house. So yeah, I'm gonna buy chips. That's on my list. That's when I would wanna go that way. Or my husband's like, I need my lime tortilla chips. He lives off them with his salsa. I would go pick that up. But if it's not on my list, I'm not gonna go there and I'm not gonna get it. So here's a prime example. I went into Walmart today with a really long list, and I went in with only 20 minutes. I was like running really late. I had to pick my son up. And I got my entire shopping list done in 20 minutes. I can't even believe like this whole list of things, but that's because I stuck to the list. I went dart to what I needed. I probably looked like a mad woman, you know, I was rushing around Walmart, but that's okay because I got all the groceries that I needed in that short amount of time. I came home with not one lick of junk food, not one thing that shouldn't be here. It was just my list. So that is huge. Stick to your list. Make your little meal plan, stick to your list. If you know there's a special snack you want on there, have it on your list. You're still sticking to your list, and you're gonna be honoring that snack that you knew you were gonna have, and that's a little more control than just, these donuts are on clearance, so I want them, or something like that. Okay, so number 10, we've talked about this before, and this is kind of gonna be like a bonus number 10, because I'm gonna throw a few things in here. But eat without distractions. I know I keep saying it, but no TV, no tablet, no phone. And I'll tell you, I still am so guilty of using my phone while I eat. My family, we sit around the table, we don't watch the television when we eat. It's pretty rare. Sometimes like if it's more of a casual Friday pizza night or something, maybe then we'll have the TV on or something and leave it. But for the most part, we don't. We turn off the TV, we sit as a family. I know that's becoming more and more rare these days, I hear, but to me, it's still very normal in this house, and it's something I really enjoy. The thing is we're visiting with each other. We're not distracted by something else where we're going to mindlessly eat. So that's it. Even if you live alone, you don't need the distractions. Sit down and just enjoy your meal. Feel the taste on your tongue. Enjoy the senses, okay? Take smaller bites and chew really, really good. Chew until it's mush, 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 mush. You know, we tend to scarf down the food so fast and then just gobble it down, but don't do that. Take your time. Chew it nice and slow. As I've said in other videos, we're gonna breathe deep in between, okay? Let me see. Oh, and then this is my last tip is, I am not big on measuring. I have been on so many diets where I've had to measure and track. There's nothing wrong with that except for that I am burnt out and I don't wanna do it anymore. I just wanna eat naturally, I don't wanna have to. But the problem is that sometimes our portion control gets way, way out of control. So even when we're eating really healthy, we're eating clean, we're not having a whole lot of snacks, we could still maybe pack on the pounds, we're not losing weight and we don't know why. Well, 10 apples a day, you're not gonna lose weight, right? An apple or two would be your portion for the day. So that's what I'm talking about. Like if you're gonna have rice, you're looking at maybe like half a cup. Well, how much do you think we're gonna scoop on if we're not measuring it? But once you measure just occasionally, you really get used to eyeballing it. And then now and then is what I do is I just pull out my scale or I pull out my measuring cups and I measure again for a couple of days. Because then my portion goes down, and believe me, it does, our plates really, really expand. And then, I didn't have this on there, but I'm gonna share one more little trick, and I even did it tonight. Tonight we made cauliflower fried rice because somebody posted about it in my Jumpstart group, and so like I was just craving it, like I just had to have it. But even with this, I take the last bite of my food and I leave it on my plate. So like I took just enough to fill me up. In fact, I had a little bit of seconds even, because I had a kind of a small bowl to start with. But even with those seconds is I made sure that I stopped when I got to the end, took that one little bite. Now, if you're ravaging, maybe you're in the forest and you haven't eaten for a week and you want your last bite, that's fine. But really, that last bite's not gonna kill us. It's gonna save not only calories, but it's gonna teach us that we don't need to finish our food, and that's the key behind leaving a bite there. That I really struggled with. You know, when you're out at a restaurant, maybe you pay good money for a meal and there's just a couple of bites left, you're like, I can do this. Why? It's not a badge of honor, right? So just leave the food there. So that's it. I know I tend to ramble on, so I'm not going to go on forever, but I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let me know if there's any subjects that you would like to learn about for next Wednesday. And I am in my free health and wellness group. I am going to do a little exercise challenge next week. It's going to be like jumping jacks, and then I'm just going to have a daily tip that I put out, like drink your water type thing, just a little mindful reminder. So if you want, come on over, join us for that free group. Let me know what else you need, and otherwise I will be back next Wednesday with another Wednesday wellness tip. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And if you could do me a favor, either share this video, heart it, like it, that all helps me get out there where I want to be. All right, so that more people can learn these healthy tips. Thank you guys. Bye.